Sit back and relax as Ray Tucker and longtime journalist Brian Hendricks explore our magnificent state with this week's edition of Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Brought to you by Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
So one of these river levels is going to get down, Brian, where we can go smallmouth fishing.
As soon as it quits raining. I was had planned a trip up north to do that this week, hopefully, and they got rain again. Rivers are all blowing out again, and they're, chocolate milk, the Little Red is in that condition again. So I'm getting a little burnt out on rain. I'm kind of ready for that to be done so we can get on with our summer. How about you?
I've never been burnt out on my good friend Brett Morgan here.
Yeah, we have a guest in studio with us tonight. This is Brett Morgan, former member of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, currently serving on the parole board. And
you're acting like I don't know him.
Well, a great many of our listeners might not.
I think I probably know him longer than you have.
Well, probably. And I guess Brett, were you a freshman commissioner when I came in 2005?
That is correct.
So we kind of came into this realm together. And you served your 7 years, and I covered the commission during some really good times and some really bad times during that era. But we don't often get a commissioner's perspective on the way things work with the resources of the state, conservation, the way the Game and Fish Commission works, and so really we've been trying to angling to get Brett in here for a good long while. Glad you could finally make time for us. So welcome, Brett. Brett Morgan. Also, your dad, Joe Morgan, the late Joe Morgan, also served on the commission, and we're very disappointed and saddened to lose him before his time. And so, anyway, welcome to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
Well, thank you for being here. And first thing I'd like to say is let's remember Austin Booth and his family.
Mm-hmm.
Austin recently lost his dad unexpectedly. And so let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers. They're going through a tough time.
And we've been there, and you and I both have been there. As a matter of fact, your dad was on the commission, and we were always reaching out to Joe and get him on the show. And the week we lost him, he had reached out to me, and he said, "Look, I'm going to be on the show." And then he called the next day and said, "Man, I'm not feeling good. I'm serious. I'm not feeling good. I'll take a rain check." And then we lost a great guy.
Well, he'd be here to talk if he could talk. He wasn't going to pass that up.
No, he wasn't.
And the two of you all both had an abiding love for duck hunting on our public grounds, Biomeda, Wildlife Management Area, Black River, all those, and you were on the commission at a time, it was a different kind of time when other things were going on, when banning guides and trying to get the Wild West situation under control out there. And to a degree, you sort of succeeded. And then Joe came along and he worked on it some too. But, you're right down there in the middle of it there on Duck Lane there at down near Raydell. And you've seen it all, haven't you?
I absolutely have. I cut my teeth duck hunting in the waterfowl in the Biomeda area. And I've been there for 35 years, and it's disheartening to see what has gone on as far as our reduction in our waterfowl production and the harvest and the success rate. I don't think there's any waterfowl sportsman in the state of Arkansas who's an avid waterfowl hunter could argue the point that what we have seen over the last 5 to 10 years, but more so probably in the last 2 or 3 years, as the reduction and I just have to say poor quality of our hunting on our great WMAs that we have.
A lot of people see the poor duck seasons that we've had, the deteriorating, what's perceived as being the deteriorating quality of it. And the first question is, well, why doesn't Game and Fish do something? You've sat in that seat. And what actually can and cannot Game and Fish do to affect ducks that actually reach here in the fall for hunters to enjoy?
Well, and my point to that is, when you're appointed as the Arkansas Game and Fish Commissioner, our mission at the Game and Fish is to wisely protect the fish and waterfowl habitat of this state while providing suitable opportunity for the sportsman. With that said, you're sitting in a position that you have to make some decisions that are not popular. because if you've got 50,000 or 100,000 waterfowl hunters, every one of them has a different opinion. That's a lot of opinions. However, when you're sitting there inside the ribbon, if you will, there's certain things that we do, and I've often said, we have let our WMAs, our wildlife management areas, get out of control. This is control that the Game and Fish can have a difference in, and sometimes it's not popular. You have to take hunter opportunity away, but the overcrowding issues that we've dealt with, I've ridden that management area down there many times, and when I go count 250 trucks at the numerous access points that we have, and you be conservative to say that there's only 2 or 3 per truck, that's 600 or 700 hunters that you have in that woods. Now, with that said, on a full flood pool at Biomeda, you're going to probably have 13, maybe 14,000 huntable acres. But with that said, if you do the math on how many hunters you've got per area, if you think that anything good comes out of putting 500 or 600 or 700 people on a wildlife management area, anything good comes out of that, it does not. And I know that private ground is managed different than public ground. However, they do it, and a lot of the Game and Fish success is because of what the private landowner does to hold ducks, to manage ducks, and to cut down the pressure on them. Because we can call it however we see it. It's habitat and pressure. And if the habitat's low and the pressure's high, that's a recipe for a big failure. But however, staying in those woods till noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, when waterfowl may or may not try to come in there, and running all over those woods. And I like I said, I've hunted that place for many years. These surface drive motors that we're dealing with. Oh, it's amazing to me how we made it all those years at Biomeda without surface drive motors. Back in the day, if you found ducks and a raft of ducks that were in, 8, 9, 10 inches of water, if you wanted to go hunt them, you parked your boat and went to them. You didn't run up in there and bust them out of there in a surface drive motor. And they've talked about the decimals on the noise and all that. Well, you can't regulate decimals, but you can regulate on access. And it's just, the Game and Fish, in my opinion, needs to do something to get back control of our WMAs, even though it might not be a popular thing with the hunters, but it's the right thing for the resource. And at the end of the day, we're commissioned to take care of the resource. Without the resource, opportunity really doesn't matter. Who wants to have opportunity with no quality? Nobody wants to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, drive however many miles you come to a WMA, and, there be, 600 people in there hunting. Nothing good comes out of it.
And the other part of that equation is back in the 90s, when we hit that one peak of duck hunting, there was not the pressure that went on from Saskatchewan through the Dakotas, through all the way down. Arkansas pretty much had a corner on that had that corner owned. Well, a lot of ducks are getting constantly shot at from the time they hatch, pretty much, or fledge, till the time they get here.
Well, the season in Canada is going to open in September. With that said, there's not near the pressure on the other side of the border as there is in the States. And it opens in September. Those ducks are shot at from September to October to November to December and all of January. That's 5 months out of the year. And there's no doubt about it. There's more hunting pressure now than there was 20 years ago. And if we don't do something to regulate...
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you don't need to put the brakes on. We got about 10 seconds. You can finish your thought.
All right, we'll take a break, visiting with former Game and Fish Commissioner Brett Morgan, coming to you live from our Honda of North Little Rock studios. Back after this. The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
The leader in sportsbook apps in the state of Arkansas, Bet Saracen, has a club you might want to consider joining. It's the perfect offer for you if you like to play parlays. Head over to the Bet Saracen app, opt in, and get all the details on how to earn bonus cash with the Parlay Bonus Club. It's active through June, and it could be the key to stacks of sportsbook bonus cash. The Parlay Bonus Club on the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, be sure to make W's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in central Arkansas, they're easy to find. Headed to the lake or just taking in the beauty of Arkansas? Stop in at your nearest W's location. Their double blend of coffee is always hot and fresh. Snacks, W's has them. Want more than a snack? Many W's have hot delis. And don't forget the hot breakfast sandwiches. W's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, a medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
You've heard it on the buzz, and I'm telling you again. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union is helping folks step into the future with their summer auto loan special. We're talking ultra-low rates as low as 1.99%, up to 84 months to pay, and no payments for 90 days. Brand new, gently used, or refi your current ride, 2023, 24, and 25 models are all fair game. But deals like this, they don't hang around. Head to alcoacommunityfcu.org and drive into the future with Alcoa, serving 15 counties across central Arkansas.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters. Welcome back to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Ray Tucker, along with journalist Brian Hendricks, outdoor editor to the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. We're here on Monday nights, 7 to 8 o'clock. Our special guest, Brett Morgan, who is former commissioner of the Game and Fish Commission. And we're talking a little duck hunting and getting a little fired up about some things.
Getting a little fired up about some things, and one of the biggest ongoing things that Game and Fish has to deal with, it's the same thing the hunters have to deal with, is the conflict between managing a resource and managing hunter behavior. And I don't know where the idea ever got acceptable that Arkansas's public areas, especially the Green Tree reservoirs, was a playground for people to go run their stuff.
Well, I mean, I couldn't agree more. You know, it's we have the best Green Tree reservoirs in the Mississippi Flyway, and as I said earlier, you know, we've let this get out of control. It's a deal where the tail is wagging the dog instead of the dog wagging the tail, and it's not easy. It's not popular, but as I stated earlier, it's about the resource. You have to take care of the resource first, because without the resource, the opportunity makes no difference.
It's kind of like a retail situation, Brett. Wouldn't you agree that if you've run a big business for a long time, it's had a very successful model, and it's known for high quality product in one or two areas. In this case, we're talking duck hunting and some great retail areas to go hunt ducks. And then suddenly the shelves are bare. The quality of the infrastructure of a once gleaming supermarket is deteriorated. It's just not the same as it was, and yet the customers keep coming, and their experience is not what it used to be.
Exactly.
How do you make people understand that changes have to be made as a commissioner?
Well, as a sportsman, visual on the ground and experiencing the decline, we have to know what we're seeing. It's a definition of insanity. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And we're going to have to make some changes. I would like to see some programs for the private landowner. When you ride the Grand Prairie, and let's say you start at Little Dixie or up in that area, and ride all the way to north of Stuttgart, all the way down to Lodge's Corner, down to Raydale, Gillette, down through there, and even out as far as Lake Village, and you see ground in October that is worked up and ready to farm again. There's no duck food out there. Contrary to popular belief, they got to have something to eat. And we talk about the pressure. Any place that there is habitat and places to hunt, there's a gun behind every tree. And until pressure is reduced, I think we've got a tough road to hoe.
And you've got modern day farm machinery that doesn't leave as much grain, et cetera, and that enhances the problem.
Exactly. But when they cut and they go in there and till right behind it, disc right behind it, and have it ready for the next farm season, and I get those guys' side of this deal too. But if they had some incentive to, not necessarily plant anything, but just leave that ground that was harvested with some food out there when water does get there on it. They've got some habitat and some food on the ground.
Are there statewide meetings with those farmers to talk about that, or?
I don't know. I'm removed from that, and I don't know what kind of programs that Game and Fish has got, or if the feds have got anything. But the guys north of us in Missouri, I think their success has been better than ours, which is a change because it used to be we were the he duck of the puddle down here. And they're doing what we probably used to do back in the 70s and 80s. Unless something has changed, the wildlife management areas in Missouri are permitted. They don't let but so many people on there. And I never said I would say this, but with the crowding problem that we have, if we don't do something to eliminate the pressure on our wildlife management areas, we're not going to see any change, in my humble opinion.
In your opinion, what has been the barrier to keep Game and Fish from managing pressure?
Well, I think it's probably about license sales, which I get that. But the way we've seen the decline in our resource, we're going to have to do something. And like I said, when you're sworn in as a commissioner for the Game and Fish, not every decision you make is easy. You have some tough decisions, but you've got to go back to the resource and say, are we taking care of the resource first and foremost?
And sometimes you have to forget about the economic impact that duck hunting has on our great state.
There is absolutely no doubt about it, because the money has nothing to do with the resource. I mean, it's got to do with business and license sales and all that, but I don't think anybody can argue with me that they have seen our waterfowl success in this flyway significantly reduced over the last few years.
I've talked about it quite a bit, the difference between the consumer class and the investor class in the duck hunting world, and it's the same as deer and everything else. You've got people that have the means to buy and develop and improve a duck hunting property, put food out there, not hunt it, after a certain amount of time, not hunt certain areas of it. They got ducks, and it's like you said, if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have any, right?
But there's a lot of places that do a lot for waterfowl that hold ducks, a concentration of ducks in a set area. With that said, they're not running through their woods at 11 and 12 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon with mud motors.
Right.
The mud motors are just I mean, there's no doubt about it. They serve no purpose on our WMAs.
Can Game and Fish ban those?
Absolutely, they can. But that's one of those decisions.
Tough decision.
That's not popular, but is it the right thing to do?
Brett Morgan?
Yep. Brett Morgan, you want to hang with us for a little bit? Okay. So we're going to take us a little break here. Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors. Stay with us.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Road Truck Days means Soul Truck Days at Gwatney Buick GMC. Call 501-945-4444. Right now, trade up to a 2025 GMC Sierra with Turbo Max at just 0.9%. Get hard-loaded 25 Sierra 1500 SLTs, discounted up to $13,000 off MSRP. Road Truck Days even includes the big boys. 2,500 3/4 ton, discounted over $11,000 off MSRP. During Gwatney Buick GMC's Road Truck Days, GMC Terrains are just $299 per month. Plus, all new Buicks qualify for 0.9%. Call 501-945-4444. Road Truck Days means Soul Truck Days at 5-star and family-owned Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Stock numbers 31328, 31264, 30710. Terrain is a low-mileage lease.
This is Anthony Lucas, here to tell you about my favorite spot in Little Rock, Corky's. Sure, Corky's may look all ribs and barbecue on the outside, but did you know Corky's was also nominated for Central Arkansas's best catfish? And don't get me started on their chicken, shrimp, and nachos.
Those Big Joe burgers, Anthony.
Big Joe, when did you get here?
You really stealing my thunder, Anthony. Corky's is my place.
No way you love Corky's like me, Joe.
Talk to me when you have your own menu item, Lucas.
Corky's ribs and barbecue.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We see people seizing opportunities, building communities, and achieving their dreams right in their hometowns. That's why we provide services, resources, and tools that help you accomplish what you want, where you want. Whether you're starting out, starting over, or starting something new, we have account options designed to work for you and your goals. At Southern Bank, we know where you're coming from because we're from here too. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit one of our local branches or online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Welcome back to Rick Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors here at 103.7 The Buzz. Time now to talk to our good friend Neil Atkinson with Sarah's Casino Resort down in Pine Bluff. Neil, how are you? It's a busy time for you, young man.
Oh, yes, it is. Got got a little bit of a light night, but got two important games going on. You got the Stanley Cup Finals that just went into live in play. So you've got that between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. And we've got the Murray State Racers trying to make a College World Series against the Duke Blue Devils. That game, I believe, is in the third inning, and looks like Duke. No, it's bottom of the fourth now, and Duke is on Murray State 3-2. Everybody's really looking forward to the matchup this Friday. Whoever Arkansas gets, I think everybody's saying it's going to be LSU. We'll get those lines up. They are a favorite on Bet Saracen. Once this Duke and Murray State game is over with, we'll have the World Series futures up. And Arkansas was the favorite earlier today, and Bet Saracen had the best price of plus 230 on
them. What do you got on the College World Series?
Yeah, we got Arkansas at plus 230. The markets are down right now because that Murray State and Duke game is going on. But as soon as that game is over with, we'll have those futures back up. And once they confirm who the opponent's going to be and the game time starts, or on Friday, we will get those College World Series lines up. There's a lot of buzz about it. And Arkansas is the favorite on Bet Saracen to win, playing plus 230.
NBA finals are going on?
Yep, they resume on Wednesday. And make sure you check our promo page. Opt in, and if you make a bet before the game goes off, we've got a 30% profit boost that you can add to your bet. If you're a $100 bettor, that's an extra $30 for whatever line that you bet on. So that could mean a lot of money to you. Plus, we've also got the Parlay Club and the Long Shot Club on the promo page also.
Neil, always a pleasure to visit with you. Have a great week, okay?
All right, everybody, good luck on your parlays. Go Hogs in the College World Series, and download the app.
Download the app, betsaracen.com.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we are visiting with an old friend of the show, B.J. Knowles from down South Arkansas. And, B.J., we're looking for a place to fish, brother, and we can't find it.
Boy, that is a good question. With all the flooding and the rivers, with the way they are and everything, I've seen a lot of tournaments have to move around, and me and Robin went over to Lake Wallace in Dermont last Sunday and really done good there and caught a lot of them, and she did catch a few more than me, and I have not heard the end of it, but that was one of them we went to that was fishable, and also Grand Lake in Eudora was one of them. Of course, Lake Chico was one of them. White Oak Lake in Camden, upper and lower, has been on fire. So, hey, if you're looking for a place to fish, there's plenty of places.
You talk about Eudora. Have you ever heard the Tony Joe White song, They Caught the Devil and Put Him in Jail in Eudora, Arkansas?
I ain't never heard that, but I'm sure it's true.
It's one of the greatest songs ever. You look that up if you're a Tony Joe White fan. But Lake Wallace, some of these smaller lakes like you're talking about, I guess they're old oxbows off the Mississippi River. And, I guess it's kind of a shoot as to whether or not the Mississippi backs up into those things or if they stay clear, isn't it?
Right, it is. Wallace is actually, I believe, formed off of Balva Famu, I think. It's, if you look at it, it's in the shape of a C, and it's kind of an oxbow, but I believe it's off of Balva Famu, I think. But it's always been a bass haven for any time of year you want to go fishing. Full of cypress trees, beautiful lake. It gets a little clearer when it gets in the summertime, and we don't get as many rains and stuff. There's a lot of farm fields around it that irrigate from it. And we went over there. We were just throwing a square bill, 1.5 crankbait in a shad color, and I had one in citrus shad color. And I want to say we had probably 14 or 15 pounds, and then they had a tournament over there this past Saturday, and they were all, I think the top three were all 9 pounds apiece in best five.
So, this time when you got a lot of rain coming in, you get cleared up, it gets hot for a while, and the rain comes in, gets cloudy, gets cool again, get 2 or 3, 4 inches of rain. How do you keep on top of that as far as trying to forecast 2 or 3 days in advance what a fishing pattern is going to even look like?
Well, I got the Outdoor Channel app on my phone, the Weather Channel, and there's a Doppler radar on most of the water towers in the south. and I try to predict the weather. Like right now, we got a championship coming up on Lake Dardanelle here weekend after next, and I've been watching mainly the weather in Oklahoma, trying to predict, the rainfall, everything. So I'm looking at areas that may have clear water in it, or a field that has a little bit cleaner runoff is a good gold mine to catch fish on bodies of water like that. And so I do try to predict the weather and look what's going to work best for those conditions. Of course, we're just now getting into the post-spawn funk and with the bass, so therefore, they're getting more active. Top water is becoming a big thing, and I'm sure y'all knew about the Brazaro's custom lures with the buzz bait that won at the Sabine River with the Bassmasters. And that guy's a local guy out of Sherwood there that makes his own baits. And, boy, he's been skyrocketed with trying to keep up with those buzz baits. And I have some of them. They are phenomenal buzz baits, a good clacking buzz bait with a brass bead on it. And you can't beat a buzz bait for this time of year, whether it's raining or it's muddy. Usually if water rises, they go shallow. Like if you're on Ouachita D Gray, if it rains, go to the bank. And you're gonna run a lot of water with a buzz bait or a whopper plopper or something like that, and you will catch bigger fish, but it's a gamble, But rain is really your friend during the hot summertime for sure.
You were talking about your beautiful wife Robin fishes with you, and does quite often. You encourage more guys to go fishing with their wife?
Well, in my case, not really. Hey, Robin can put some smack talk on you so bad that you'll wish you had never took her. She can't run a trolling motor. She can back down the boat, but she can't put it on the trailer. And she really, to be honest with you, she's scared to death of water. She can't swim. But, man, when it comes to a real faint bite that you can't feel, you can't see your line move or anything, she will beat your brains in all day long with that. And, man, like I said, the smack talking's unbearable. But yeah, if a marriage, if you and your wife can go out and enjoy the time on the water together and get away from work and the cell phones and all that, I'd highly encourage it.
Boy, you smoothed that over, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I kind of sense that Robin's the kind of person that if she got on a trolling motor, she'd wait till you weren't looking and you were distracted, and she'd pop it real good one time, see if she could throw you out the back of it.
You must have been watching my TikTok channel then.
You got a TikTok channel? What is it?
It's under BJ Knowles. It's under there. I'll send it to both of y'all on the phone. But, it's under BJ Knowles, and it's a hard time and pestering her, and people go to feel sorry for her. But let me tell you, she gets back at me pretty darn good.
So as the summer goes on, BJ, and we kind of get away from the top water, although I never get away from it. Ray and I throw it no matter what. But at what point do you start going to your bottom contact baits and your deeper diving stuff?
This year got hot pretty quick. We had a tournament. We were supposed to be in Redfield, and they moved it to Pine Bluff just this past early mid-May, and the water temperature in the harbor was already 80 degrees. And I'm a fan of throwing top water any time of the day, even in the middle of the day, especially when you got 5 and you're trying to upgrade, because you're going to get a bigger bite on the top water. But as it gets really, really hot and, you get that old film on the water, it gets really stagnant. I mean, your 10-inch worms, July, I'm a big shaky head guy myself. If it gets tough, you're going to see that in my hand, 10-pound test line. I've got a reel or a rod that me and, Gary Dobbins and some other guys from CrossFit all came together and made, and then Gary discontinued it. And I call it my South Arkansas spinning reel, and it takes place in my spinner, but it's a bait caster. And I go to that a lot during the hot summer months and go to that lighter pound test line, even though I'm in a big bass lake like a White Oak or a Lake Erwin or a Columbia, because I feel like you're going to get more bites with it because the pressure's there. I'm trying to lighten up my line, lighten up my weight. And it usually, July and even August. July and August are your main two. Now, September, you start getting some cool downs and you start hitting the fall, and then that's a whole nother ballgame of fishing going into there. It's going to get a lot better. But the hot summertime is tougher.
BJ, we appreciate you taking time to join us. Give our love to Robin. We'll talk to you down the road. I'm sure your good buddy Bill Lawrence was listening tonight. You still with Delta Pest Control?
Well, no, I left Delta right at 3 years ago. I bought into a stump grinding business that I own myself, and it's BJ Stump Removal. You can find it on Google or Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And when you find it on Google, I got a website and all that. And I've been working all over South Arkansas, and I do slip into Little Rock and Hot Springs some with it. And Jimmy Easterlin, the bass coach, he's been doing a bunch of advertising for me, and that's what brings me to his area.
All right, BJ, we're out of here. Appreciate you very much. Thanks all.
All right, brother. Y'all have a good day.
All the good information. When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
When you're out and about in the natural state, whether it's work or play, be sure to make Doubleby's Convenience Stores your one-stop shop. With 34 locations in central Arkansas, they're easy to find. Headed to the lake or just taking in the beauty of Arkansas? Stop in at your nearest Doubleby's location. Their double blend of coffee is always hot and fresh. Snacks, Doubleby's has them. Want more than a snack? Many Doubleby's have hot delis. And don't forget the hot breakfast sandwiches. Doubleby's, where you gas it, grab it, and go.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Have questions about retirement, investments, or your money? Call our financial hotline. Dial 501-381-5228 and leave a voicemail with your specific financial question, and our experts will answer it on the Get Ready for the Future show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Get your financial questions answered by the pros. 501-381-5228. Call now. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Spring is here, and so are soggy wands and muddy paw prints. Acadi's Touch Landscaping specializes in transforming outdoor spaces with refined solutions, drainage systems, retaining walls, and flower beds designed with ease of care in mind. Plus custom decks, fencing, and synthetic turf design to help clean up your kids' play areas and pet runs. Customize your space to enjoy year-round. Call Acadi's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Let Acadi's Touch turn your dirt into dreams.
Congratulations to Alan Gallardo Lopez of Fayetteville and Lily Bershears of Rogers for being named the All-Arkansas Preps Outstanding Players of the Year in Cross Country, as chosen by the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. They are among the 400 Arkansas high school athletes who will be honored at the All-Arkansas Preps Awards Banquet on Saturday, June 14th, sponsored by CHI St. Vincent. The event is emceed by Steve Sullivan with special guest David Basil and linebacker for the New Orleans Saints, Demaria Davis. To find out more about the athletes selected or to purchase tickets to the event, visit allarkansaspreps.com.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Welcome back to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and it's a beautiful, beautiful early summer evening here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we are visiting now with, we had a former commissioner on at the beginning of the show. We're going to wrap it up with a sitting commissioner, J.D. Neely, John David Neely from Camden, and welcome to Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, J.D.
Well, good afternoon and evening, Brian. It's a pleasure to be on the radio show with everyone. And yes, I'm a current commissioner, but won't be long. I'll be joining that former commissioner category. I've got about 20 days left as chairman, and I'll rotate off. But it's been a very fun 7 years.
You know, everybody talks about it at the end of it. They always say that it went by so fast. But they're grateful that it's over, but not for the reasons. I mean, explain what that's like. You know, you've been there, you've been through all these things. You've been part of hiring 2 directors, or is it 3? A lot of things have happened during your term.
Yep, and I've really been blessed, Brian. We have had just a really good time on my 7 years, I think, with a lot of cohesiveness amongst the commissioners and staff, trying to focus on a lot of infrastructure needs. Our Natural State Tomorrow that we started with Director Booth, built upon what former Director Pat Fitz in that stage had got really started. Even before that, got a lot done. It's really been a good time, and I've been grateful to have served with some wonderful people.
What have been, if you were to categorize the top 2 or 3 challenges that you all have faced during your time on the commission, what would they rank, 1, 2, and 3?
Well, infrastructure certainly number 1 at the list, and that's a broad category, Brian. From, as you know, GTR work that will continue on long after I'm gone. Commissions for decades will continue to do work inside the WMA GTRs to improve forest health, drainage. All those things are certainly at the forefront. A lot of things, too, had deferred maintenance, if you will. Lake Conway is an example of, we're having to go back, and we're working on that dam now, and it's just come time to go back, and we've had to drain it, but Lake Conway 2.0 will be better than ever. So I'm going to say infrastructure certainly has ranked up at the top. Another area that we, I think, really Natural State Tomorrow addressed, and so proud of what we have got going with our private lands division there. But, nearly 90% of Arkansas, Brian, is owned by either industrial private or non-industrial private landowners. And if we're going to make habitat improvement for wildlife, we've got to get on the private land side and work with our private landowners. We've got now a private lands division headed up by Garrick Duggar and a staff that have started tackling that in a wonderful way. And, lastly, I would say, we've just continued to improve ways to reach our young people and engage a new generation of conservationists. We have, fortunately, even the governor in that announcement last week with our Department of Education teaming up with Game and Fish Education, Mary Beth Hatch and her team will be now going into the schools with curriculum. Gosh, I wish back in my day I would have had a course I could have taken on outdoor education. Sure would have been a lot more fun than botany or chemistry or something. But, it's going to be fun, and I'm excited. In fact, it's a little bit sad to be rotating off right now. There's a lot of momentum going. Our new director, Doug Schonrock, is bringing a lot of energy and vision. We're just tickled to death to have him. And I know the next year will bring a lot of fruit, and going into this next year already with a lot of good things on the horizon.
JD, back to Lake Conway. All this rain we've had. How's this thrown y'all off your timeline?
The dang thing won't drain.
I know it, Ray. That thing, it seems like it's like a yo-yo. Up, down, up, down, up, down. I will say this. Hopefully it's the last big rain in the system, and we'll get it on down. But even with that, we have already got started about a month ago with some work getting done on the outskirts with boat lane improvement. Work's going on right now. So I know it's a little bit frustrating, but hopefully this thing will get on down, out, and we'll have now through the fall to keep working.
You know, JD, one thing that doesn't really get mentioned a whole lot, but it's something that the seven of you all deal with a lot, is that Arkansas is such a diverse state, and the hunting culture, the conservation culture in South Arkansas is a light year different the other direction than North Arkansas.
Sure is.
And, you know, people that would come down and maybe take a tour of your place there where we got the Smack Over Double, if you were to take them then again to Madison County and look at that, how big of a challenge is it for you all to bring all these disparate partners together to pull in the same direction?
You know, it can be a little bit. I think once people travel a little bit, Brian, and see the diverseness we have throughout the state, they realize the tremendous differences we have in our ecoregions. Even I, you know, as a forester, I thought I knew a lot of the things I learned in school, and but by being on the commission and getting to travel even more and to see the WMAs throughout the state, I really realized even more than I had thought the diversity of the habitat that we have here. And so I think it's just as people really get out a little more, they realize it's a big state. From the diverseness side, we really are one of the few states in the nation that have quite the diversity we do. It's we're blessed. That is a wonderful thing, an attribute we have that I think we could celebrate. It adds to our natural state uniqueness and that that name that we bear. So it's something to be proud of. And you know, we have tweaked things. You know, like our new turkey zone structure is designed to help address some of that uniqueness.
JD, we're going to take a little break here in a minute, or not even a minute, just a few seconds. Will you hang with us and take us to the end?
Absolutely.
All right. We're visiting with J.D. Neely, outgoing chairman of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. We're very honored to have him tonight, and we'll be right back on Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Hi, this is Joe Klein, former Razorback and owner of Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
And I'm Anthony Lucas, also a proud former Razorback and Corky's Barbecue regular customer.
We may represent different sports in different decades, but all generations of hogs agree.
Corky's is the only place to get the most delicious ribs and barbecue at a winning price.
So stop into Corky's now and every day for never-ending specials.
Corky's,
where the hogs come home, baby.
Corky's Ribs and Barbecue.
Road Truck Truck Days means sold truck days at Gwatney Buick GMC. Call 501-945-4444. Right now, trade up to a 2025 GMC Sierra with Turbo Max at just 0.9%. Get hard-loaded 25 Sierra 1500 SLTs, discounted up to $13,000 off MSRP. Road Truck Days even includes the big boys. 2,500 3/4 ton, discounted over $11,000 off MSRP. During Gwatney Buick GMC's Road Truck Days, GMC Terrains are just $299 per month. Plus, all new Buicks qualify for 0.9%. Call 501-945-4444. Road Truck Days means sold truck days at 5-star and family-owned Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Stock numbers 31328, 31264, 30710. Terrain is a low-mileage lease.
The name says it all, and you'll find Honda's best models at Honda of North Little Rock, as they're your one-stop destination for quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. If you have a passion for adventure, head on over to Honda of North Little Rock, as they cater to both thrill seekers and outdoor enthusiasts. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising the roads, or exploring rugged terrain, we'll find the perfect ride for you. Nothing matches Honda's power, reliability, and innovation. Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
It's summertime, y'all, which means it's the best time of the year to be outdoors. For me, every day, that 10:30 a.m. run that I take on the Arkansas River Trail, that's what it's all about. Get done producing Morning Mayhem at 10, get home, hit the trail. It's great to be outside. It's great to be active. What can put a halt to your summer fun? It's joint pain. Hey, everybody, it's Josh Neighbors for QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics has helped tens of thousands of people achieve lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. Regenerative medicine used to be seen as an alternative, but now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader. They have potent and powerful cellular level treatments that help revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain, they're going right after it. So say goodbye to that chronic pain that's keeping you from enjoying the summer sun and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
When was the last time you went exploring in Arkansas? More importantly, when was the last time you went exploring the natural state on a Honda from Honda of North Little Rock? There are hundreds of miles of trails and back roads to discover. So if you have a passion for adventure, we have just the perfect Honda for you. Our new showroom is just that, as we show off Honda's best models of ATVs, motorcycles, and side-by-sides. We'll find you the perfect ride. Stop in today at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
And we're back with Ray Tucker's Arkansas Outdoors, and we are visiting with J.D. Neely of Camden, the outgoing Arkansas member of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. He is the chairman, always the commissioner in their last year serves as chairman. And what is the difference? It's more than just a name tag. The chairman does a lot of things, J.D.
Yeah, I tell you, Brian, it is certainly an honor to serve your last year as a chairman, and next year Commissioner Anne-Marie DeRamus will be our first full-time serving Madam Chair, and she will do an excellent job. But that chair year certainly steps it up a notch for a commissioner. You're much more engaged with staff and set the tone of a lot of the meetings and the agendas, and working closely again with the staff and helping guide that year.
JD, if you would kind of look down the road a little bit, and maybe the two biggest challenges facing Game and Fish right now.
Well, I tell you, Ray, probably, budget. We could do a lot more if we had, more money. I know that's certainly true with lots of mission-oriented agencies like Game and Fish. We've got so much on our agenda of things, of infrastructure needs that are going to be on our table here for probably a decade or two, and so we can only move at the pace that we can can get the funds to do it. This year, we're seeing a little bit of cutback from the federal level, and those funds will have to be come from some other way, or we just have to cut back. So certainly, budget cutbacks are a tough challenge. Right now.
I can really open a can of worms here. I just can't believe that anybody would complain. What do we pay for a hunting fishing license now?
Well, it depends on which one you buy. There's a lot of different ones, but you can get in the game for as little as $10.50 or.
$10.50 for a fishing license. We have not raised hunting and fishing license in decades.
That's my point right there. How can anybody complain about that?
Well, the price to pay is pretty cheap. But, JD, a question I've got for you is I did a big piece in Sunday's newspaper about the effect of the Ukraine war on ammo availability, and a lot of federal funding comes from the sale of sporting ammunition and firearms.
Right.
What kind of forecasts have y'all gotten as far as what that's going to look like for Game and Fish's share of the Pittman-Robertson pot?
Yeah, the Pittman-Robertson dollars are been a little bit of a decline. We had some pickup during the COVID years in a year or two, and then we've seen a little bit of a tip back. But if we run into some shortfalls on ammunition sales, certainly that could be starting to hit that up a little more. But those dollars are help fund a lot of our shooting sports and things that we do, shooting ranges, going into the schools, and helping these kids in colleges now promote shotgun skeet shooting, and just another great way to engage the next group of conservationists and outdoor enthusiasts to get involved. Those dollars are needed.
All right. Well, JD, we have come to the end of the road here.
What an honor.
Yeah, great honor to have you on tonight. We don't get.
Well, thank y'all. It's certainly been an honor to serve in this great state and met so many wonderful people. And again, like to thank everyone for their support. And next week's my last meeting, and it's been a thrill of a lifetime.
Well, thank you for joining us, and look forward maybe to having you on down the road as a civilian again some point, and maybe talk about another turkey hunt.
Absolutely. I'm
one of the
putting
best
my
I ever
civilian hat back on and ready to get back into turkey.
Best of luck to you, JD. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, that's nice to have him on. These guys do so much. Like Brett Morgan, former commissioner, said earlier in our show. You're involved in major decisions affecting a lot of people, but sometimes you have to just say, "Hey, this is what's best in the long run, not for the next 2 or 3 years."
Well, everything they do is a compromise in some fashion. You've got political, you got the scientific part of it, you got the political part of it, the sociological part of it, and every decision they make is going to be a compromise that doesn't ever please anybody, but they do kind of meet in the middle. It's a tough job, and there's anybody that would put themselves out there for 7 years, with full access to the public takes a lot of courage to do that,
and very, very, very time consuming.
Sure is. And speaking of time consuming, our time this week is done, Ray.
Super job lining those folks up, Brian Hendricks. You just got some big award. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, well, when I finally know what it is.
All right, we'll go discuss that someplace in a watering hole. All right, you folks have a great week. Get out and enjoy the great Arkansas outdoors.